straight quickly, motherfucker.
What's good, what's good, what's good, what's good? Man, another amazing week that I get to talk to my trappers. Let's salute that right quick. Let's just salute that right quick. Let's just salute that right quick. All right, so we know everybody has enjoyed the Christmas holidays. New Year's coming up. So I'm hoping that you feeling good. I'm hoping you vibrant, right? Some of y'all done gained like 10 pounds. It's okay, right? We've been eating. It's cool. I ain't tripping. Let's get the diet back going today, right? I had an amazing experience with my people. Before we get into this though, man, y'all know the routine, man. We gonna like. Let's get the likes up, right? Where all my trappers at, I see y'all. You know what I'm talking about? Let's get the likes up. Let's subscribe. And let's send this out to our people. Let them know Trapp, we trapping. But before we get started, Tootie, turn it up. Let me see what you got this week. Let me see what you got this week. Tootie. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Little orchestra. Little orchestra. He made this all weekend, Jose. Ooh. Hey, Tootie, I feel like filing my taxes on this. I feel like filing my taxes. Ooh. Okay. Give me 5 seconds of that, 5 seconds. Hey, I got something for you, boy. I got something for you.
That boy is good. Mm-hmm. Good and terrible.
Shout out to my dog Tootie on the track, man. I think, hey, Tootie, I'm not gonna lie, I think this is becoming like a popular segment of the show. People be DMing me like, man, where Tootie at? Where Tootie at? I need the Tootie track. We get Tootie his own segment, man. If y'all feeling Tootie, man, it's all love. Man, we had so many amazing things that happened this week, so much for us to talk about. But I want to take a minute and talk about an experience that I had. All right? So this week, I decided, I wanted to take my family on an experience. And y'all know y'all my people, y'all my family, so I'm going to bring y'all on the experience with me. Y'all mind if I take y'all on the experience with me? Y'all know, like, this is a good, Jose, we're going to have to start calling this segment Story Time with Trapp. Right? So I want to take y'all on a little mission with me right quick. I want to take y'all on a journey with me right quick. So as we talk about building wealth, I think one of the most important things outside of the money is the freedom and the experiences. First of all, my brother up here, Jeremy. Let's give Jeremy a round of applause, y'all. My brother up in here. He's the big brother to all of us. You feel me? Let's give Jeremy a shout out, right? So I took my family on an experience. And I want to give them a competitive advantage in life. How do you give your family a competitive advantage? And it's not just the money that gives them an advantage. I personally think that it's the exposure to the possibilities. So I rented this mansion. It's maybe 14 bedrooms, elevator, bowling alley, golf inside, game room. It was phenomenal. And I wanted to take them away from what they had going on in the day-to-day life. I wanted to take them away. I wanted to put them in an environment where they were overwhelmed with the euphoric feeling of happiness. See, a lot of times it's hard for our people to truly be happy in their current environment because of everything that's going on. So most of the times what happens is we ask somebody, man, how you doing? You good? Our immediate response is, man, I'm good. I'm all right. But that isn't always the truth. So I took my family there, and I wanted to see their faces when they pulled up. Their faces alone. They had never seen a house like that. Knowing that they were walking up to it to sleep in it. I remember a friend of mine told me this one time. He said, there will come a point in your life when none of this affects you anymore. You have to relive it through other people. And I thought to him, I said, man, you tripping, man. Like, I'm always. He said, nah, once you've rented a couple of them, you rented them all. They all have different features, but once you rented a couple of them, you've rented them all. Once you've traveled to different countries, you want to see that experience through someone else. I was like, you tripping. But I get it. And so when I saw them, when I saw my little cousins, when I saw my aunt, I saw my uncle. Mind you, some of my people haven't been on an airplane since 2005, 2007. So when they walked into their house, man, they were blown away. I watched them scramble to pick rooms. I want this room. I want that room. I saw the excitement, and I didn't do nothing. I just sat back, and I let them experience that moment. Watching every room, seeing what room had the better bathroom. All of them had great bathrooms. All of them had king beds in them. All of them had their own showers. All of them had their own toilets. Nobody had to share a room. Nobody. It was a high for me. Now, mind you, I had to actually work 3 of the 6 days we was there. But I watched my family enjoy those moments. I saw them leave the problems behind so that they can indulge. This is how I know they left the problems behind. We were all entertaining one another. The only person that really was on the phone was my cousin G, because he was just making a bunch of reels. He was just making reels, like his reels cold-blooded now. But everybody else, we was too caught up in just being with each other, seeing each other, going to Walmart, buying food. We watch my aunt cook. Everybody, you cooking, you cleaning. You the grocery store crew. You the cleanup crew. Man, it was 60 degrees outside. My cousin was in a hot tub. It was in a hot tub. We stayed up till 3 o'clock in the morning every morning. Listen, going to the ice box at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, opening it, and it's full of food. I'm talking about something simple, y'all. Some of the things that we may often take for granted. I'm talking about going to the ice box. You open it, boom, it got the 2 doors on it. I done made $500 worth of grocery. It's full of food. That's an experience, y'all. That some people may not even know what that feel like. And so to watch that, to watch my family come to me and say, hey, cuz, this was a game changer. That's the moment right there. That's what we do it for. That's what the wealth is about. And so when I tell you making wealth attainable for everyone is the ultimate goal for the Wall Street Looks Like Us Now network. Welcome to another episode of Trappin Tuesday, man. We got episode 23, man. This is going to be a good episode, man. We got some people to talk about. We got some things to talk about. We got some money to make. We got some maneuvers to do, man. I welcome you. If you're new to the channel, if you're new to the page, I just want to tell you, welcome home. Glad we got a seat at the table for you. For all my old trappers, don't be mean. Pull up a chair. Y'all already know how we get down, man. Let's go, man. Let's get into it. Let's get into it, man. Y'all already know. We start off with the mantra. The mantra is, I will pledge allegiance to wealth. Right? Let's get the mantra up, Dave. All right, let's get it, y'all. Hand over your heart. You already know it. I am a certified Wall Street trapper. I'm confident in my ability to make great investments. The stock market is a machine that prints money. And I am more than capable of operating that machine. Not only will I free myself, but my family will eat indefinitely. Based on the information I apply today. I'm a money maker and a wealth builder. Today I break the chains that anchored me to the poverty mindset. My ancestors will smile because I have turned our last name into an asset. My family's purchasing power will increase indefinitely. Today I make the declaration that I will no longer be a slave to money. No longer will the generations behind me inherit lack. No longer will I submit to selling my time for money. I'm a first-generation millionaire. I'm an architect to my family's legacy. I am a certified Wall Street trapper. And Wall Street looks like us now. Let's go, y'all. Woo! Yeah. Every time I say that, man, I just feel empowered. Every time I say that, I just want to go get some money. I want to get some money. Every time I say that, man. All right, y'all. Let's dig into it, man. So we start off every week with Word on the Street, man. This segment is all about just putting out into the street, seeing what's going on, seeing how we can take advantage of opportunities that are presented to us. All right, man, so the Dow Jones started off in the green today. That was a good day. After Christmas, I think the Santa Claus rally isn't going to happen. So Santa Claus rally is usually a rally the last week of the market when people are expecting their bonuses and so many people are expected to put an influx of money in the market right before the new year. I don't think it's going to happen. So the Dow Jones is up today. The biggest winners were Caterpillar. And I want to get back to that. Chevron and Nike. Now, I got something big to talk about that today. Those two for sure. The S&P was down today. Caesars Entertainment CF Holding were the biggest losers. The NASDAQ was down today. Apple, Nvidia, Tesla. Woo. Woo. Now, I said something before. I said that the S&P 500 will go down to 3,200. I believe it. I also, Jose, I need my segment, right? I need my segment for what it was, my word, mark my word. Mark my word is a segment that we got to create. I'm going to create it because we said that Apple will go to 120. We said that. It is now 129. To mark my word, Jose, they got to mark my word, man. I understand stock market behavior is what I understand. Right? All right. So, as we're moving forward, I want y'all to understand something too. So, we got on Tesla, but I want you to understand something. So, I think the market is troubled with the idea that Elon is running two companies. So one of the things I've always said is I don't like a CEO that has dual CEO abilities. It's hard to run $1 billion business. Trying to run two of them is a lot for any man or woman. I think that will truly be the downfall if he doesn't come up off his responsibilities for Twitter, which he's also in the process right now of giving that CEO's position to someone else. Tesla is an amazing brand, and I think his sole focus should be on making sure that brand continuously dominates the market. He has such a head start on so many other companies. I saw a stat today that said by 2030, 60% of the vehicles on the road will be electric. 60% of the vehicles on the road will be electric. Because Tesla has such a market share, you cannot give that up. The one thing about America is a competitive environment. Like, they're not going to let you dominate. Like, in order to dominate, you got to keep your foot on people's neck. The minute you let up, man, it's going to be a thing. So I think that if he doesn't relinquish the Twitter responsibilities, it'll be drastic for that stock. I want to say this right quick though. Operating margins, gross margins, net margins, and profit margins should always be on your top 5 things to look at when you look at a business. For the last 5 years, I want you to pay attention. Is it sustainable growth or is it declining growth? Right? Operating margins, gross margins, net margins, and profit margins. Have it on the top of your list. Every time you go look at a company, go look at those statistics right there. Go look at them first. See, are they inclining or declining in the last 5 years? That'll tell you a lot about a business. If it's declining, you know there's some internal work that needs to happen. If it's declining, there's internal work that needs to happen. If it's inclining, you know the company is on the right path, which means there's good management behind it. So I just wanted to put that on you right quick, put it on your head. Let's go, man. Let's check it out. Heat check right quick, man. You know, so today, heat check was 1.0. Now, here's my thing. You know, when we look at the put-call ratio, it always tells us that if it gets to 1 or more, that tells us that the market is feeling real bearish. The market is feeling real bearish. Now, let's look at what we had today. So we had 2,544,000 calls. We had 2,540,000 puts. That means it was almost neck and neck. So that means today the buyers and sellers were competing. The buyers edged it out because the Dow ended up in green, but the sellers were in full effect. Why is that? What are some of the things that are causing people to be doubtful about the market? 1, interest rates. That is going to be the elephant in the room for the rest of the year. Interest rates, inflation, supply chain, China. Now, watch this. If China opens up, we will truly see a different stock market. Here's why. Remember, we talked about this. China is a manufacturing economy, right? Which means the economy of China is based on manufacturing goods. The economy of America is based on what? Consumerism. It's a consumerism economy, right? So the American economy does well when people are consuming. Why is the American economy slowing down? Because people aren't buying. Why people aren't buying? Because money is tight. Why is money tight? Because inflation is high. Why is inflation high? Because they put too much money in the system. So much money in the system, inflation got to go up, means everything costs a little more. People stop spending money. Make sense? All right. Why is the Chinese economy falling? Well, because they're not doing what? Manufacturing goods. When they're not manufacturing goods, they aren't able to ship things out. When they aren't able to ship things out, people can't buy things, so that means the manufacturers are sitting on their hands. They go hand in hand. As much as America and China don't like each other, they kind of like first cousins. They need each other, but they don't like each other. They won't fight each other, but they cool with each other, but they really don't like each other. But when they see each other, they're like, what's down, dog? What's down, cuz? You love me? Man, I love you, yeah. I miss you, yeah. I'm like that with G all the time. What's up, cuz? Love you, cuz. Every day he pisses me off. Can't fight him. It's my cuz. I want to fight him sometime, but I ain't going to fight him. He pissed me off, but I love him. This is a love-hate relationship. Don't take that hard, G. I love you, bro. You know I love you, bro. All right, so let's go a little further. Cuz hey, we're not doing that yet. All right, man. So let's go into these next 10 industries that's up, man. You already know it, man. Consumer staples, consumer discretionary, finances. It's kind of whatever. You know, nothing too big today. Minimal gains here and there. But you know that's how I go. All right, Dave, let's roll the recession portfolio. I know what time it is, man. I'm transparent. I'm clear. All right, so let's look at the recession portfolio. Giddy is on you. All right, so kind of at a standstill. Last week we was at 15.66%. Today we was at 15.68%. Kind of at a standstill. Costco gave up $400 today. Eli Lilly gave up $400 today. Lockheed Martin gave us $331 a day. Old Realty gave up $180 a day. TPL, remember my portfolio is heavy oil. This is probably my heaviest position between TPL and Lockheed and ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil gave me $600 today. Again, the S&P 500 is down 20% today. We are up 15.68% on the day, which means we are still whooping the S&Ps behind.
That boy is good. Good and terrible.
So that's the goal, man. The goal for us is to show people that we can truly beat the market. There's no way I can be the Wall Street trapper. There's no way I can truly tell people that you can beat the market if I ain't beating the market, right? As putting myself as a leader in this industry, as putting myself as on the forefront in this industry, I gotta be better than just do what I say and not as I do, right? I gotta be willing to show y'all, yo, the same thing I'm telling y'all to do, the education that I'm giving y'all is working for me. Right? We talking about building a portfolio during a recession and then saying, yo, I'm going to beat the market. While most people are saying my portfolio is down. While most hedge funds, while most investors are not beating the market, I'm going to let my money talk for me. And I think at this time, there's no better way of proving that you're good at what you're doing than to just prove it to the people. Right? I don't want to just tell you, yeah, buy a stock, hold a stock. I want to say, yo, the same information that I'm teaching you each and every week is what I'm doing. And while the market is down 20%, we up almost 16%. I feel like there's no better way to do that than that. All right, man, let's go, man. All right, today, a company like Merck, Caterpillar, new highs. New highs. Okay, so we know technology is down heavy. Remember, we're going to see the market rotate. We're going to see the market shift in attitude. We're going to see the market shift in... Shout out to me for this Pookie graphic, yo. God damn. Hey, bro. Hey, I don't know what I be thinking about when I be like, hey, new highs, man. So Caterpillar and Merck actually hit new highs. Do you all know that Merck was so they had a black CEO at the time. Under his regime, they came up with the drug that helped people with HIV and AIDS. Merck was the company that came out with that drug to make people with HIV and AIDS be able to live healthy lives. That was the company. Under a black CEO, they came out with that drug. So right now, again, they've hit a new high. Caterpillar, listen, these are both boring companies. These are both boring companies. They will not get the spotlight. They will not shine. But here's what I want you to know, y'all. Here's what I want you to know. These are the companies that make us the most money. The companies that don't be on TV every day. The company, you don't want them all in the videos, singing on, Jose, I need that graph. I need that sound. You don't want the CEO all in the video, singing on all your songs. That's what we want, man. So again, these two companies hit new highs. But watch this. Watch roll to this next one. Check this out. Apple and Tesla hit 52-week lows today.
Yeah, that tell me that one no bull. That one no. Yeah, that tell me that one no bull.
Hey. Now, I will say this. I still believe in Apple. I still believe in Tesla, right? I think if Elon actually gives up the Twitter thing, man, this company has so much potential, but I've never ran a $1 billion company. So I can't tell him how to run a $1 billion company. But I think he should give that up, right? I think when you become so successful, you get into a space where you just start doing stuff, right? You just start doing stuff and you start asking yourself, I wonder if I could do this. And I think that was the case with that, right? Now, I have a case for Apple. Watch this. Let's go to this next one. So here's my 6 points for Apple. Write these down. This is Trapper's bull case scenario for Apple. This is my bull case scenario for it, right? 1, Apple will be one of the biggest players in the AR, VR space, 100%. 2, regulations stay headline risk. So because Apple will have so much exposure to China, their regulations will always be there, but they'll find a way to navigate. 3, the company has a strong balance sheet, so dividends and buyback will always be significant in this system. I don't like Apple's dividend because it is so low, and they have room to increase it, but because they have so much cash, I'm not worried about them. 3, Apple is getting out of China. They are navigating and moving over to India, which gives them an entire boatload of opportunities, right? 4, iPhone growth and revenue growth, it will stay positive. As long as iPhone growth stays positive, Apple will be okay. The minute the iPhone growth gets into negative, we got a problem. Jose, I need this. Houston, we have a problem. I need that button. I need that button. That is a button I need. Jose, Houston, we have something got to go. I don't know which one. I need another board. I need to be hitting up here, you hear me? And lastly, as long as they boost in service revenue. Now, remember we talked about something that Apple did. So Apple they're creating a version in Europe where other companies third-party companies can get on the App Store. If they do that, well, when they do that, you know that America is going to want to do that, right? But it's going to be another There's going to be another version of the iOS. And so what Apple has done is the App Store is 100% the greatest business model ever created. Why? Because all Apple has is the digital real estate. That's what they have. They have digital real estate, and then now what they do is they allow other companies to come rent space on their app, and now you pay me 30% of all the business revenue because you're on my app, right? Which is why it was important for them to get Elon to shut up, because Elon is a fire starter, right? He's a disruptor. He has a humongous following of people who love him, right? And so this is my bull case for Apple. I still believe that Tim Cook is 100% one of the greatest CEOs of our era. I think Elon is as well. It is always hard, 40 laws of power, never outshine a master, but also never step into a great man's shoes. He stepped into Steve Jobs' shoes, and I will go on record as saying he is 100% running Apple company better than Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was an innovator, but he wasn't a people person. Tim Cook is a businessman. Apple hasn't innovated, but they found different ways to, watch this, they found ways to go deeper and wider. Deeper meaning take the services that we already have and drive it deeper. Wider by expanding the business model. God. Hey. Jose, I gotta.
That boy is good. Good and terrible.
Hey, that is good, right? So he's going deeper and wider. How we get deeper with the services that we have, anchoring us to the iPhone even more, right? Anchoring us to the iPhone even more, adding services that anchor us to it, adding us to the cloud, locking us into the cloud, but then expanding it, right? Getting us into healthcare with the healthcare services on the watch, linking the watch to the headphones, linking the headphones to the doggone MacBook, right? Having different services. Now he got a scuba diving thing. So he's found a way to turn Apple into a subscription service. So he went deeper and wider with the business model, which means he built like that. He built like that. All right, let's go, man. How y'all feeling, man? Let's go, man. So check this out. All right, so these companies right here, as of today, have given up all of the gains that they've made since the pandemic. That's right. That's right. These companies have given up all of the gains that they've made since the pandemic. So everything they've made from 2020 to 2022, all of those gains, Amazon, Adobe, Bank of America, JP Morgan, Visa, Google, Nike, Costco, Toyota, and MasterCard have all given up all the pandemic gains. We can clap for that. Why? Because this may present an opportunity. But
come on, I'm broke, baby. I ain't got no money. Bullshit. I see you shining, nigga.
Right? So these companies have given up all of the gains. So if they're back to 2020 numbers. Now, could be a buying opportunity, but I personally feel, Jose, this is a mark my word. Episode 23, Trapper said it. Amazon will go under $80. You feel me? Amazon will go under $80. Mark my word. It will get under 80. It will get under 80, Jose. It will get under 80. I feel it. I feel it. Looking at what I see, looking at the economic environment that we're in, right? Understanding that there isn't a catalyst to push it up. There isn't a catalyst. So the one thing we got to look at when we're looking at stocks and we're looking at companies is this. What is the catalyst that will push the company forward? What is the catalyst in the market that will push Amazon forward. Now, I'm not saying that it's not a good company. Remember to stop. Watch this, y'all. Take notes to this. Take heed to this. It's about to be game. The stock. Ooh, they ready for this. Ooh, they ready for this. No, make sure they share this out before they. Hey, before I get this game out, I need you to share this right quick. I need you to share this right quick. I need you to get the likes up right quick. Right? I'm about to say something right here that's going to be pivotal for your investment career. I'm about to say something that is about to be pivotal to your investment career. Now, y'all know I'm not saying I'm not wrong sometimes because that happens, but when Amazon was 120, I said, yo, it's going to go under 90. And we got under 90. Trapp, well, you already was right on that. How can you do this? Well, because I'm looking at the economic environment that we're in. It's not saying I'm smarter than everybody. I'm just saying I'm paying attention to behavior patterns. Okay, let's talk about the behavior patterns. My brother Jeremy is in here. He has a wife. Watch this. Jeremy, you have to say nothing, but you can be like, Or don't say nothing because I don't want to get in trouble because your wife might watch this. Hey, Queen. That's my girl. All right, so here's the thing. Jeremy could ask his wife sometime, babe, you hungry? No, I'm not hungry. Babe, you sure you're not hungry? Babe, I'm not hungry. You sure you don't want to eat, babe? Babe, I am positive I don't want to eat. Boom, Jeremy orders some food, but Jeremy's smart. He orders some extra fries. Why did he order extra fries? Because he knew his wife. He understands the behavior pattern. So when he ordered the extra fries, what happens? When she put her hand in the fries, he said, hey, babe, check this out. I got you some fries. Am I right or wrong? Why did he buy her some fries? Because he understood the behavior. This is not his girlfriend. This is not somebody he just found out. This is his wife. He's been with her for years. He know that even when she says she's not hungry, she may not really be hungry. But because he got the fries, she wants some fries. This is how it goes. So what he did was he thought ahead. He bought some extra fries for her. Right? He used some extra fries for her. He understood the environment in which we was in. Jeremy is a smart man. He is a man that will keep this marriage going because he understood it is time to buy some extra fries. All right, so that's the same thing here with us, y'all. It's understanding, right? It's understanding the environment, right? She don't want the burger. She don't even want the drink. She want the fries. The fries. Because they is. It's not even that she want them. All right, but here's what we do. When we looking at the market, I'm saying to myself, what is the environment? What is the catalyst that's pushing the market up or down? And I list those catalysts out. Here's the positives. Here's the negatives. And we see which one is heavy on the plate. Right now, the market has no catalyst for positivity. They've already told us that interest rates have to come down from where they are to 2%. We won't get there till 2024. Okay, watch this. Dave, did we get the history of the market yet? The history of the bear markets? You sure? Text Steve. We need that. I need that tonight. It's important. It's imperative. All right? So here's what we need. We need to see what is the catalyst for these. Okay, so Amazon, Adobe, Bank of America. Remember, banks don't do well in recessionary environments. Why don't they do well? This is why T-Roll price is not good for me right now. Why they don't do well? Because in recessionary environments, people aren't spending money. Banks have to sit money on the side. They're not lending money out. Why? Because we already heard the stat. What does the stat say? The stat says that 75% of people are at least 30 days behind on some type of bill. Why would I lend money in that environment? If I do lend money in this environment, it has to be at our premium. People don't want to pay the premium. Next, banks are putting, we stated a stat a couple weeks ago, $4 trillion on the side for what? Loss aversion. Why? Because they know that people will what? Default on loans. So what they did was put money on the side for that. Right? So we understand in the environment there is no catalyst for positivity. All right, let's go, man. All right. So here is the ultimate triangle offense for the market, but not for us. So usually it's the S&P, which represents the market, cash, and then bonds. Stocks, bonds, cash. Stocks, bonds, cash. But watch this. Watch this. The S&P 500 as of today is down 20%. Cash is losing 7% of its value because it's getting eaten up by inflation. Bonds is having its worst year ever. Let's sit back and think about that. So this is when you hear about the market, you hear stocks, bonds, and cash. So this is the ultimate triangle offense. Usually they complement one another. Usually you can have a great market in stocks, bonds would be all right in between, or if you're having a good bond market, stocks aren't really doing too good because investors go to bonds for safety. Right? Cash is usually only the oxygen that fuels both. Right? Cash is the oxygen that fuels both. So when cash is down, because of inflation, the S&P is down and bonds are down. Let's go back to week 21 when we said the hedge funds and the mutual funds have increased by 15% their cash on the sideline.
Yeah, tell me that wasn't no board, bro. That wasn't no board. Nigga, listen.
Hey, Jeremy, I be teaching up here, bro. All right, so let's listen to it. So now we telling the story. So now we understand the story in full layout. Okay, mutual funds have increased. Mutual funds say they've increased their cash on the sideline. All right, cool. Because they've increased that, well, why aren't they investing? This should be the market. Well, here's why. When stocks are down, usually they can run to bonds. But bonds are having its worst year ever. Remember, we're seeing an inverted yield curve. What is the inverted yield curve, Trapp? That's when the 2-year bond has a bigger return than the 10-year bond. We talked about that episode 1. We talked about that episode 1. So because of that, what has happened? We've seen investors have nowhere to go. God, this is good. All right, let's go, man. Sheesh. All right, so I'm going to go to the board. I want y'all to just shout to this graphic right here, y'all. Like, this graphic is all right, let's shout out to this graphic right here, right? New edition, baby. Can you stand the rain? Yeah. All right, good. That boy good. All right, so let's go to the board right quick. Let's go to our TV right quick. All right. The S&P 500 bear market is over the past century, right? The S&P 500, 20% declines from all-time high post-World War II. All right, so let's talk about each one of them. Let's talk about them, right? In 2020, we had a peak one. It didn't last that long. 87 and 61 lasted 6 months. 1956, this lasted for 1 year. 2007, right here, sheesh, lasted 18 months. The S&P dropped about 57%. All right. In 2020, we got a 30% drop. In 87, we got a 30% drop. These lasted about 6 months. 73, we got almost 2 years. We got about a 45% drop. All right, and in 2020, we had a 30-month bear market that gave us right at 49%. So what do we see here is during these declines, these represent opportunities. These represent opportunities. Right, for us, we don't have to try to find the bottom. What we have to do is find great companies that can perform for us with great balance sheet. This is not the time for us to guess. This is not the time for us to ask our cousin who never watched Trappin Tuesdays or who never invest in a stock. This is not the time for us to ask them what to invest in. This is time for us to do the research, do the homework that we talk about, and understanding the valuation of a business and what we can do. Because check this out. Even if we got in around here at 50%, yes, we've seen the market go down another 9%, but we can now average down into that 9%, bring our cost basis down, and from 2007 to 2022, we went on a huge run. From 2000 to 2007, we went on a huge run. So the market will give us runs and bunches. The perspective we have to take in place is, how do I find great companies that do well over time? Because here's what I want you to understand. Even though the market is down, here's the thing I wanted to talk to y'all about earlier. The stock and the company are two completely different entities. Sit on it for a second. I just threw an alley-oop in the game. I just threw a monkey wrench in the game that a lot of people are not going to get. The stock and the company are two different entities, but are married to investor emotion. All right, let's talk about it. The stock and the company are two different entities that are married by investor emotions. Man, Trough, what the hell are you talking about? Man, Trapp, what the hell are you talking about? I thought the stock is the company and the company is the stock. You tripping. All right, here we go. Let's talk about it. That's why I like to have these conversations, right? Here's the conversation. Watch this. The stock at the core is based on the performance of the company, the fundamentals. But the movement is predicated by investor emotions. This is a walk-off home run right here. This is a walk-off home run. All right, let's get into it. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Right? Hear me out. Some people like, you ain't about to run that by me like that, Trapp. You got to bag it up a little. You got to back that ass up like Juvenile. All right, let's go. Let's go. The stock, yes, its representation is a piece of the business. The shares represent pieces of the business, right? We right there. The movement is based on how investors feel about said company. Right? Okay, let's stop it right there for a second. When a company does good for earnings, investors feel good about the company, so the stock price goes up. Well, Trapp, I've seen a company do good for earnings, but the stock went down. Why? Okay, watch this. Netflix or Disney can have good earnings, but bad subscriber growth or slow subscriber growth, that'll cause the stock to go down. Why? Because even though the company is earning money, the catalyst to the business isn't the earnings, the catalyst is subscribers, which is why Reed Hastings said, we don't want to focus on subscribers no more, let's focus on profitability. Why? Because he understood that he was losing subscribers, but also because he was the only company in the streaming service that was profitable. God damn.
Yeah, that wasn't no bar, bro. That wasn't no bar. Nigga, listen.
God, that was good. Hey, I be liking when I kick it like that. All right, so let's go back. You have to understand the catalyst to what makes the stock move. Remember, in my bull case scenario for Apple, the thing at the bottom said, as long as iPhone revenue consistently grows, this is one of my bull cases. But then I said, if iPhone revenue slows down, we got a problem. Why? Because the iPhone is the catalyst for the Apple brand. All the other stuff is good, but the iPhone revenue is the catalyst to the Apple brand. The minute the iPhone stops doing well, Apple stock will fall drastically. Yeah. Why? Because investors feel like the catalyst is declining. The stock and the price are two different entities that are married to investor emotion. God damn.
That boy is good.
Good and
Hey,
terrible.
bro, ain't nobody else gonna teach you this like this, yo. I'm trying to tell y'all. Hey, I need a lean on me thing. I feel like Joe Clark up here, boy. Golly, man. Mr. Clark. Some kids beating up Kid Red in the cafeteria. Call red. Keep them chains off the door. The enemy's here. All right, man. Let's go, man. They too young for that? Man, everybody know about Joe Clark, bro. You feel me? All right, man, to my new trappers, man, welcome home, man. Listen, man, do me a favor right quick, man. Share this out with somebody. Like it, subscribe to it. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the likes up, man. Let's get to 25,000 subscribers before the year, man. Let's get to 25. That was our goal. 25,000 subscribers before the year, man. Let's get that up, man. Let's go, man. I'm challenging y'all to get us up to 25,000. Now I'm going to be real with y'all. Next year, we need a hundo. Shout out to the day. I need I don't know, bro. I need a lean on me or something up here. Lean on me. We are family. I need something, bro. Shout out to my day one trap. You a day one trapper, man. Put that in the chat, man. Say we trapping, you hear me? All right, man. So big tech is taking a butt whooping, man. And if your portfolio is extremely down, this is why. Apple is down 26.5%. This is the worst it's been down since 2008. Alphabet is down 39%, the worst it's been down since 2008. Microsoft is down 29%. It's the worst it's been down since 2008. Amazon is down 49%. It's the worst it's been down since 2000. Meta, Facebook is down 65%. It is the worst it has ever been down. The dope part about all of these businesses is this. They all have phenomenal balance sheets. Phenomenal. And of all of them, Facebook is the only one that doesn't have any debt at all. Now, I'm not saying to not own these companies. This is actually a good time to maybe scale into some of these companies. I would not invest aggressively right now in these companies. But what I will do is average down into them. But if your portfolio is down heavy, it's because these are down so heavy. Now, because these are down, these are the biggest companies on the market. When they are down, the market suffers. When they're up, the market does well. Apple itself was down 1.5% today. This is why the S&P was down like that. All right, because it's the biggest company on the market. Amazon is no longer a $1 trillion company, just to put that out there. All right, let's go, man. All right, man, this was some rookie flops this year. This was the Sam Bowie. Bro, this is good, bro. Bro, this is good stuff. Bro, this is good stuff, bro. For free. This is good stuff. Some of them don't even know who Sam Bowie is, bro. Right? They don't even know who Sam Bowie is, man. But, all right, here's some rookie flops, man. Coinbase down 82%. Now, I'm not going to lie. I believed in two of these companies up here. Coinbase and Roblox. I didn't get Coinbase right. And I know for sure it's because of what's going on in the crypto world. I still believe that it is going to be a big player in the cryptocurrency space, but I will take my L on that one, you hear me? I'll take my L on Coinbase for sure. The market doesn't reward growth in these environments at all. And this just wasn't an environment for it. But Rivian, not at all. Bumble, which was a dating app, and Roblox. Now, I do believe in Roblox still. I still believe in Roblox. I think it will be a huge player in the virtual reality because it already has a system set up. I literally watched my little cousins play on it. I still believe in Roblox, but these are the rookie flops this year. No matter what the catalyst is, no matter what's the reason behind it.
Don't.
Let me out. Let me out. Let me out. This is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. It's what it is, man. So I still believe in Roblox. I'm rocked in with them. But these are our rookie flops of the year, man. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. All right, is real estate in a drought? This is a big one. Now, here's some stats I came up with that we saw just doing some dope research. We saw that monthly was down 18% on single-family homes and multifamily homes. The sales of single-family and multifamily homes were down. Year over year, they're down 11%, single-family down 30%. So we saw that the sale and the contracts of single-family and multifamily homes were down in real estate. Let's go a little further. I like to dig deep. I like to show this, right? So what is it that's causing? So high construction costs and interest rates is plaguing, right? So a lot of people don't want to build because construction is high, interest rates is high. Even me, as I'm renovating my crib, I'm like, God damn, but this is high. You feel me? Oversupply. There's 932 units under construction. This is the biggest high since 1973. And it's the slowest rent growth in the last 2 years. So you ask ourselves, it could be a drought right now. Let's go a little deeper. And so one of the things I did, what is the impact? These are the four worst industries right now in the drought. So communication services down 26%, real estate is down 20%, consumer discretionary is down 19%, technology overall, the XLK is down 13%. Now check this out though. Media companies alone this year has lost 500 million in market cap, billion in market cap. Media companies alone. Media companies alone have lost 500 billion in market cap. The tech sector alone has lost $4 trillion in market cap. That's heavy. That's heavy. 4 trillion. It's taking a butt whooping. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. All right, so I definitely had to highlight this because we were talking about real estate. Wells Fargo agrees to pay $3.7 billion in repayment as a fine to over consumer loan charges. Now, at one point, we did remember that Wells Fargo was being racially motivated to keep black people out of homes, right? They were redlining. They were redlining. And if you don't know what redlining is, it's a method, go look it up. It's a method where banks outline certain areas and they either inflate the prices or do unnecessary banking tactics to keep black people from living in certain areas. So I'm not gonna lie, I am not a fan of Wells Fargo at all. They're always in the news for mistreatment of poor, lower class, black and brown people. So if you bank with Wells Fargo, I like to bank with someone who I can trust, which I don't feel like we can trust them all, any of them, but blatantly doing some of the things that they do, you know, I'm not a fan of Wells Fargo. And I ain't gonna give them too much credit, but I definitely think you all should look into this. If you bank with Wells Fargo, you know, just look into it, man. I ain't rocking with them. All right, let's go, man. All right, so we've all heard about this economic winter storm, my brother, that has happened, that has taken place. Man, hit me up, bro. Let me know what you think, you hear me? Yep, that has taken place. Southwest truly had a meltdown. They had truly had a meltdown, man. The stock fell 6% today, man. 3,000 flights were canceled. Another 4,100 flights were delayed. Yeah, that's crazy. Now, I'm not a fan of the airline industries at all to bank, but I can promise you there's some serious investigation going to go on in that. There's some serious investigation that has to go on to that because the people need to know, why did this happen? 3,000 flights canceled, 4,100 flights delayed. This is not good because that means a lot of people missed Christmas with their family. A lot of people were sitting in airports. A lot of people were in hotels. A lot of people weren't able to be in the comfort of the home of the family that they enjoy. And so we definitely got to tap into, we're going to find out what happened with Southwest. The stock fell 6% today. Now, what I will say is out of all of the airline industries, Southwest probably had the best balance sheet. So, but I won't tell you to buy Southwest as a stock because it's too much that has to happen for them to So I think this is a better place for us to go with our money. All right, let's go, man. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. All right, so let's check this out, y'all. So this is dope. Netflix is paying $54 million for 235 acres to produce content. I want you to know something. If you're a content creator, content is king. Content is king. Netflix is doubling down on producing content. So, speaking of content, if you're on TikTok, you're pushing content on TikTok, you need to find another avenue. Here's why. As of right now, 19 states have banned federal workers from having TikTok on their phone. 19 states. It is almost going to be a given that at some point next year, they're going to ban TikTok in the United States all over the world, all over America. It's going to happen. What you need to do as a person who is getting money on TikTok, you need to pivot. The writing on the wall. You need to pivot. And you need to pivot. You got about a year to pivot. I'm not saying don't get your money while you on TikTok, but you need to be building that audience on YouTube. You need to be building that audience on Instagram, on Reels. You need to be doing that. Jose, this is 100% a mark my... Hey, bro. This is a mark my word. This is a mark my word moment, man. It's a mark my word moment. Right? So, all right, let's go, man. Let's go. So check this out. Look what Netflix did, though. Yo, Netflix, ever since they added that ad revenue to their platform, they have doubled down on the brand. This is why you can never count a good CEO out, man. So Netflix branches out into fitness and teaming up with Nike to do a training club classes. That's crazy. So now, just think about that partnership. Netflix and Nike? Netflix and Nike? Remember, 235 acres of land to produce content. 235 acres of land to produce content. Now they're going to have live shows with them. Yo, that's going to be crazy. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say this on air, Jose. Jose, I'm going to say this on air. I like Netflix. I like Netflix. I got to go evaluate it so I come up with a price point. But I definitely feel like Netflix will be the #1 big dog in streaming 2023. That's heavy. More subscribers. They're profitable. They're the only one that's profitable. And they are expanding. Like, here's what happens. Sometimes as a CEO, you can start smelling yourself. Right? You start smelling yourself. You start to feel like, man, nobody can't mess with me. Like I'm a dog. And you underestimate your competitors. You underestimate the Disney. You underestimate the Peloton. What? This is... Oh, now you want your money. Now he won't earn his money, you hear me? That's Tootie, y'all. That's Tootie. He over here talking about something. Now you won't earn your money. Get out of here, man. All right, so check it. There comes a point in time where you underestimate your competitors. I'm telling you, you know I don't say this too often, y'all. I'm telling you, this is how I feel. There comes a moment where you underestimate your competitors. So you underestimate Disney, you underestimate Roku, you underestimate Peacock, you underestimate everybody, and you feel like what you're doing is enough. And you take your eyes off the landscape of what's happening. And you give your competitors a chance to blow you out the water. Right? Because what happens is you big dog. Practice, that's where you at. Practice? For what? Hey, we ain't no practice. And then you lose 2 million subscribers. And then you lose 2 million subscribers. And then you go from a $700 stock to $100 and some stock. And at that moment you realize, oh, that shit just got real. They ain't rocking with me. And so you gotta adjust. You gotta adjust. And so I'm not gonna lie, I said it for 3 episodes in a row. I'm like, yo, man, they might be out the water if Reed Hastings don't adjust. But I've always said one thing, I can't count him out. I've always said that. I said, if they don't adjust, he dead. Here's 2 things I said. I think episode 5, I said, moving forward in 2023, a company has to do more than one thing. They got to be multifaceted. You can't be just, I do this one thing and that's it. That don't work no more. You got to do a few things. So what did Reed do? He sat back, he said, okay, here's what happens. Okay, this is a story time with Trapp, Jose. This is a story time with Trapp. Watch this. Here's what happens. You come up with the streaming service. Nobody believes in you, but you bold enough to do it. Blockbuster don't believe in you, so Blockbuster lowball you because they don't believe in the vision. Right? Blockbuster lowball you. You tell Nike, oh, y'all think, you feel played. You feel played because Blockbuster lowball you. So what you do is you grind because they big-headed. They don't see you coming. They don't see you coming. Right? It's kind of like Chris and Snoop. They ain't see Mike coming. Oh, that went over their head. 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 Chris and Snoop ain't see Mike coming. Right? Until it was too late. How my hair look? You look good, baby. You knock that shit off the block. Bop! Got my girl not seeing the building was good, Queen. You feel me? Like they ain't see her coming. How my hair look? You look good, Queen. Leave her in the alley. You done for. You feel me? So Blockbuster don't see Netflix coming. Now they got one Netflix store in the world left. And it's used for people to sleep in. It's what you call that word? Start with an N. Nodulistic, something like that. Whatever that. I can't never pronounce that old crazy word. That's it though. It's like a landmark now, right? So check this out. Netflix adjusts because here's what happens. Nobody believes in the streaming stuff. And then, so everybody puts their stuff on the Netflix platform. Remember at one time, Disney, everybody was on Netflix. Everybody was on Netflix. And then they saw, wait a minute, this a bag. Give me back. I want it back and I want it. It's my money and I want it now. That's what everybody said. So now everybody take their content off Netflix. But what Netflix wasn't doing, they wasn't creating a lot of content. They wasn't creating a lot of original content because they had everybody else, so they didn't never adjust until it was too late. But it wasn't too late because the streaming is still in the beginning. But what they saw was, they saw during the pandemic, when theme parks were down, they saw Disney streaming hold Disney down. Right? They saw Disney was supposed to do 24 million subscribers or 200 million subscribers in 4 years or 5 years. They did it in 18 months. They were like, oh, wait a minute. Where them people come from? Where the people came from? Then they saw Roku. Boom. They dropped their own TV with the software. They did about 89 million subscribers. They're like, wait a minute. And then what happens? Disney snatched their stuff. And then what happens? HBO say, nope, give me mine too. Wait, what happened? And then everybody snatching their stuff, and Netflix sitting there like, oh, wait a minute, bro. We back to selling nicks and dimes, baby. We back to selling nicks and dimes, baby. Ain't nobody fronting us no work no more. Oh, bet. But so what Reed had to do was, he said, they must have forgot. That's why I started. I started in the kitchen. I just need some baking soda, some ice cubes, right? That's all I need. A little work. I'm going to step on it a little bit, right? Put an 8 on it. Chill. Right? Put an 8 on it right quick. It's enough. It's not too much. It still can sell. You feel me? It ain't too water whip. It can still push. It ain't going to melt in the plastic. You feel me? Right? And so he got back in the kitchen. And what did he do? Yo, we're gonna add the ad revenue to it. Boom. Stock went up. Then he dropped some more content. Boom. Some more content. Boom. And then look what he did. He said, check this out. Check this out. I know that y'all want to focus on subscribers. This is a game changer. We talked about this in episode 18. This is a game changer. He said, listen, check this out. I know y'all want to focus on subscribers, but that's not what I want y'all to focus on yet. I want y'all to focus on who's profitable. Immediately, that was a game changer. Because he didn't say that until what? He became profitable. Before it was subscriber usage, subscribers. But in 3 quarters, he lost 2 million subscribers. He said, wait, that ain't it. That ain't it. I gotta change the thing around. Wait up, I got an idea. Let's see who's profitable. And guess what happened? The person with the most subscribers, Disney, guess what they was losing? $1 billion a quarter. He said, I got you. Got him. He said, I'm profitable, baby. I'm profitable. And guess what? Guess what Disney did? CEO, you got fired. Why? Because while he did get new subscribers in, it was costing more money than it was making to bring them in. And then he made everybody in the streaming landscape say, wait, we can't view this on subscribers because the average person is going to have at least 3 streaming services on their phone, on their TV. That's Reed in his bag. That's what CEOs do. They get in their bag. And so now he took the pressure off himself. And now the goal for him is to just do what? Stay profitable. Because Disney not profitable. Roku, none of them is profitable. Apple drop a movie every blue moon. They not profitable. And so now that they're profitable, he's now rearranged how the streaming arena is looked. That is what a CEO can do. And so I said all that to say one thing. I like Netflix. I like Netflix. I like Netflix, right? So I gotta go back in the lab. I gotta see at what price I like it at. But I like them, man. I think in 2023, they will be the leader in this game, man. I think they'll lead the game, and I like what Reed doing, man. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. God damn, that was story time with Trapp. All right, so I'm not surprised at this. I'm not surprised at this at all, right? So Google has entered the game, right? Google has entered the game. Now, here's what happened. The NFL agrees to a deal with Google, bringing the NFL Sunday ticket to YouTube, TV, and primetime channels. Now, that is a good move. Why is that a good move? Because Amazon has the Thursday night games. The one thing I will say about Google is this, man. YouTube has always been one of those brands inside of Google that it's a sleeper. It's a sleeper. Like when we think about social media, some kind of way we always slip on YouTube. I don't know why. I don't know why. We watching it now. You watching it now. You're on the Google platform now. You're on Alphabet. That's the parent company, Alphabet. Now, I will say this about Google. The company has a great balance sheet. What Google does struggle with is innovation. Every time they try to create something new, they always struggle with it. It just don't be working for them. But what I do love about Google is this. They have the #1 search engine in the world, right? They actually pay Apple $9 billion a year to be the #1 search engine on Apple, right? They have the #1 search engine in the world. They pay Apple $9 billion a year to be the #1 search engine on the iPhone. But why is this what I also like about them? Their audience gets younger and younger. Watch this. Watch this. Even though, watch this. This is gonna be game right here. This is gonna be game right here. Watch what I'm about to say. TikTok threatened Instagram. TikTok threatened Facebook. But it did not threaten YouTube. TikTok, watch me. When we think about social media, we say, yo, TikTok, people like, yo, TikTok is where the young people going. TikTok. That's what people kept talking about. But we never talked about TikTok threatening Google, YouTube. We never talked about that. Why? Wasn't a big deal. What I love about Google is this. Their audience gets younger and younger. They have an infinite supply. They have an infinite supply of people of the younger generation who want to be what? YouTubers. There's an infinite supply. Especially now that Ryan is getting older. I ain't gonna lie, I was jealous of Ryan for a long time. I was like, brother, I think I was maybe like 5 years. I was like, brother, the dude's 7 years old. How the hell he made $22 million off opening toys? This got to change. Something got to change in my life. Something got to change. You feel me? Mr. Beast. You feel me? I'm doing something wrong, bro. How the hell bro, I mean, like when my daughter was young, I used to look at the toy, like the thing she used to watch. She got 3 million views. Bro, they singing ABCs. How many times you gonna say that? But I realize there is an infinite supply of parents. Yeah, watch that. Yeah, girl. What's that? Yeah, girl, what's up? Go by your daddy. Man, what's up? What's up, Stan? Here, watch that. Man, what's up? I'm on the game. What's up, dog? What's up? You feel me? YouTube is the babysitter. And here's how you feel. They're watching something productive. I've been guilty of it a little bit. I was guilty of it until I realized the shit that come in between that shit. Get off it. You can't watch that shit no more. Right? But what happened was one day my daughter told me, I was like, what you want to do when you get older? I want to be a YouTuber, Dad. I said, I got an idea. You can teach financial literacy. You can teach what I teach. You can teach the young generation. You feel me? But YouTube was not threatened by TikTok. So I feel YouTube has the perfect business model. One, because Gmail is the dominant email of choice. Gmail. Two, the search engine is what? I'm going to Google it. Bro, you could go on anything and search something, but guess what you're going to say? I'm going to Google it. You're not even on Google, fam. You on Safari. Bro, you on Safari, but guess what? I'm going to Google it. YouTube, Google Chrome. Like, these are great. Not a one thing. Android. Listen, I'm an Apple person. Right? But one of the biggest acquisitions was Google buying Android. It's one of the most amazing acquisitions of all time. It is almost the equivalent to Facebook buying Instagram. The Google Android acquisition put them in another tax bracket. Keeping it real. Keeping it real. So for Google to transition to making this deal, I'm not surprised at all. I applaud it. I applaud it. I applaud it. All right, let's go. How y'all feeling? We good? All right, man, so I gotta talk about this for a second, man. So Bitcoin and Ethereum has lost over 60% of its value in 2022 alone. Now, I still own Bitcoin, I still own Ethereum, but man. I think, Sam Bankman has put us all in a situation.
I'm in a bind, Nate.
Some other time.
I really need this money, Nate.
You didn't catch the end. I really need this money, Nate. That boy Nate ain't care. Nate was a savage. That boy Nate looked at her with a cold, like, That boy Nate looked at her like, that's what you said. What we talking about? You dig? And then my cousin talked about this too. Bro, just imagine after she slept with Nate, that little munchkin gonna say he ain't going to college. Boy, listen. Boy, you done went to somebody college, boy. I'm talking about I don't care if you flunked. You was gone. You got to enroll, my guy. You got to enroll, partner. I don't know. I don't care what you talk about. You feel me? You gonna enroll in there, boy. Anyway, so I do feel that Bitcoin and Ethereum has potential moving forward. I don't think it should be the sole purpose of your portfolio. But what I do like about this is when this does run, it runs. And it runs at a drastic rate. But But, you know, I feel like because of Sam Bankman, I feel like the whole crypto world will be regulated in a different way. I feel like it will be regulated in a different way. I feel like this gave proper cause to big banks and big regulators and politicians to come in and step in. And so I feel like that's what's going to happen. And I think those runs won't be as extreme as they used to be. That's my saying. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. All right, so, yo, we on a roll tonight, man. Yo, we on a roll, man. I like when the show be feeling like this, like my energy be good. You know what I'm saying? And I just like it, man. That's why I love this show, man. I get to do what I do for 2 hours, man. And you'll be hard-pressed to find somebody that do this like this. You know what I'm saying? Yo, my beard look good. All right, yo, check it. All right, so Amazon, the Amazon engine still has horsepower. As we look, let's go to the board right quick, right? Let's go to the board. For 2013, so if you don't know that, AWS represents the majority of the revenue for Amazon Web Services, AWS. So I want you to understand something. Like, you know how somebody can be good at hustling and they can be good at, so you can be good at a couple of things, right? So think about Deion, right? Deion Sanders. So Deion was great at football, but he was good at baseball, right? Amazon was great. Deion was great at football, but he was good at baseball. Amazon is great at AWS, and it's just really good at retail, at e-commerce, right? So Amazon just was awarded a contract by the U.S. Navy worth $700 million. But remember, I always told you, week 21, it also was part of that Oracle, Amazon, Microsoft, and somebody else. It was 4 companies that had to split the services with the government contracts as well. So let's look at this for a second, right? AWS accounted for 13% of sales in 2021, yet it was responsible for 75% of Amazon's operating income. Let's think about that again. AWS accounted for 13% of total sales in 2021, yet it was responsible for 75% of Amazon's operating income. All right? 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016. Watch this. 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021. AWS is on a roll. Amazon Web is the biggest web service in the game, right? It is really good at retail, but man, AWS is out of this world. Let's go. All right, also Amazon about to start testing cloud drones. That's about to be a thing. Drones. They're about to start making drone delivery, so that's going to be amazing as well, man. It's just thinking forward, right? So I want us to see this right quick, right? Let's go back to the board. We call this segment Playing in the Cloud. Well, not this segment, this graph called Playing in the Clouds. Global cloud spending monthly growth year over year. So companies have invested more in the cloud as we get into the technology age. As we keep getting there, the cloud is just going to be a thing, right? So here's what I want us to look at. January was at 33%, February was at 34%, March 33%, April 27%, May, June, July, August, September. It's been over 20% moving forward. So we realize that companies are investing heavily into the cloud. Remember what I said in week 18. This is why you got to come every week. In week 18, I said this. I said, every investor should have some type of cloud-based investment. This is where we at. All right, let's go forward. Let's go forward, right? Here's why we should have a cloud-based investment. So let's look at these cloud computing ETFs and cybersecurity, right? They're down, but this is where we see them running. So here's an opportunity for us to buy. This is the ETF, Cloud Computing Wisdom Tree ETF. This is an opportunity for us to buy we don't want to be buying at the highs, right? The highs are not opportunities for us, but the lows represent opportunities. The lows represent opportunities. It's in opportunities where we triple our net worth. Let's go to the next one, right? Because I just want to show y'all different situations. All right, what we looking like? All right, so then we're looking at, so companies like this aren't really good because we see them now on a decline. We see Snowflake, we see Palantir, we see Asana. We see these companies on a decline, but then you'll see companies like Okada, you'll see companies like Box. These companies are on the incline. Let's go further. So I definitely want you to see that, that you can see how we moving forward. All right, Democrats are in office, and they're going heavy on defense. All right, so there's been a theme over the last 4 weeks. And the theme is we've seen companies make big investments into defense. Remember, we started with the Black Hawk. Remember, I was telling my cousin G, he got excited. We talked about the Black Hawk investment. We talked about Lockheed Martin making the investment. We talked about a few other companies making heavy investments in defense. Remember, I gave y'all 4 things. Defense, healthcare. Remember, I told y'all that, right? You should invest in defense. I told y'all do 8 stocks. Defense and healthcare is 2 of them. Why? Well, one of the main goals of America is to defend this country. Whether you like America or not, whether you feel the way or not about America, here's what you do not want. All of our spoiled asses would not know how to operate and function in a world where bombs were going off daily. Now, if you're from the hood, you might be like, well, I hear gunshots all the time. Well, it's different when motherfuckers shooting torpedoes at you all day. That is a different type of life. Jose blurted that out. Right? We don't know what it's like. Yep, we deal with police officers. But guess what? It's a different ball game when you got tanks rolling up the street every day, all day. It's a different ball game when you're living under martial law every day. Y'all so spoiled, you gonna want to buck that talking about the rights you got. Y'all started fighting for your rights when people told you lock down. I got rights. I need to be outside. People trying to protect you. I got rights. I shouldn't be in my house. I should be able to touch what I won't touch. But people dying like, so I'm telling you, we spoiled. We are spoiled. You don't realize how spoiled you are until you go to a third world country. So, America will spend huge amounts of money on defending your spoiled ass. And so, because they will do that, I truly believe that companies like Lockheed Martin, Regeneron, what's this other company? That I work for NASA. Goddamn. Lockheed Martin, Regeneron, I can't think of it. Boeing. Like, these are companies that you should invest in. Because America will 100% invest billions of dollars every year on protecting us. 100%. I was talking to my cousin yesterday. General Dynamics is a company as well. I was talking to cousin the other day, and Northern Grooming, that's the company I'm looking for, Northern Grooming. And we was talking about when he was in, where you was at, cuz? Kuwait. And he was showing me his leg, and he was like, man, one of the scariest moments in my life, and I'm not going to say what happened. He was like, he was in a van, in a caravan, and one of the things that the people do is use children. They strap children with bombs. Now, I want you to think about something. As an American, Black American, or whatever you want to fight for, a white American, whatever you want to fight for, I ain't tripping. Would you put a bomb on your child? Watch this. Would you strap your child up with a bomb to go blow himself up, to kill some soldiers, to fight for your freedom? Would you do that? Because here's the reality. Over there, they do it all the time. They do it all the time. And so the one thing I will never talk bad about or downplay is a man or woman that goes and fights for the America that we live in. I will not talk bad about them. I will always say, man, you got my respect. So to my cuz and everybody else who fight for America, I got a little cousin that's about to go over there now. I say, man, I love you, bro, and I appreciate that. I appreciate what you do. You feel me? So America's going heavy on operating in mansion, M&D, procurement is buying more, and then research and development. What that is having these underground places where they just test out new missiles. I remember when I was in prison, I found out America made a 50 caliber gun that shoots and the bullets was heat seeking. Yo, like when they shoot the bullet at you, the bullet was a chaser. They called it a chaser. Like once they lock it in on you, it ain't nothing you can do. I said, ooh, we don't need them in the hood. Niggas get hold of them. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. So definitely, man, America is going heavy on defense, man, whether it's fighter fighters, whether it's planes, helicopters, guns. I think that as an American, someone in America, whatever you want to classify yourself as, I think you should invest in defense. I think it's a great investment for your portfolio. Won't grow fast, but it'll grow consistent. Because whether we're in an up market or a down market, guess what they're going to do? They're going to buy weapons. They're going to buy weapons. All right, let's go, man. Where them dollars at? Where them dollars at? This gangsta boo right here, man. Jose, I need that button. I need another board, bro. I'm running out. When 6 ain't enough, 8 ain't enough, I need at least 24. I need 24 sounds. I got to work on it. All right, so one of the things I like to look at, because we talked about spending money, these companies right here spent the most money on dividends in Q1 and Q2. Microsoft spent $9.1 billion on giving dividends to investors. Apple spent $7.2. Even when Apple got a little bitty dividend, they still spent $7.2 billion on giving dividends back to investors. JP Morgan spent $5.9 billion on giving dividends back to investors. So just wanted to put that out there, man. Shout out to Gangsta Boo, man. All right, man, let's go, man. How y'all feeling? Let's sit in the chat, man. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. All right, man. So one of the things we love, and we talked about this, is companies that pay dividends, but also that companies that do buybacks. We love companies that do buybacks. Why? Because that is adding value to us as shareholders, right? So we see Apple spent $22 billion in buybacks, Google $13 billion in buybacks, Facebook $10 billion in buybacks, Microsoft $8 billion in buybacks. So we see companies that are doing real good at buying back shares. That is a good thing. That is a good thing. All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. How we feeling? All right, so this was an interesting article that I read. Is buying a Rolex your best investment? You bought one yesterday? Shout out to Jose, man. Buy that goddamn Rolex, man. Maybe as I give you this stat, you might buy it. All right, so here's the deal. Rolex watches have outperformed gold, real estate, and stocks over the last 10 years. One thing I ain't gonna argue with is data, bro. Now, here's what I will say. Plain Janes are good. If you get the Rollie with the diamonds, it has to be factory. Those ain't Rolex diamonds. You done to that. If you go bust down the Rolex, it ain't worth the same no more. It's kind of like putting rims on a Bentley. You just don't do it. You just don't do it. Right? Only factory diamonds, no bust down, plain Jane it. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to show you the stats because I know you're going to argue with me. All right? Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. Since 2011, the Rollie has increased in price value by 200%. The Dow Jones, about 195. Real estate, about 80. In gold, about 15. Like, bro, it's not even close. The Rollie? I just want to roll it with a devil wrench. Damn. Now, I'm not saying don't buy stocks. Because here's why they did that, though. Let me show y'all why. Because when you buy the Rollie, so Rolex does something amazing. They'll go on a spree where you just can't find Rolexes. They'll go on a spree where you got to wait like 6 because they make them. They only make so many. They handcrafted. They only make so many a year. So they'll go through a phase for like 8 months to a year where you just can't get the Rolexes. And so what happens is when you sell them, when people sell them, there's people that make a lot of money off selling watches. So what they do is you can sell them now back to the market at top tier. You feel me? They'll sell them at top tier. So that price appreciation is definitely something serious. Again, Rolex, factory diamonds, plain Jane. Once you bust it down, you ain't getting that much money for it. I promise you. So I know that look good. Remember Jay said something. He said, you got the bright watch, I got the right watch. That dude Jay be coming up with them bars, bro. I got a wordsmith in here right now, though. Not T, man. She's coldest in the game, man. I promise you. I put her toe-to-toe with any male, female rapper, and she's a lyricist. She's surgical with that thing, man. She's surgical, man. All right, man, let's go. All right, so I want to get through this right quick, man. The psychology of the market. So I will say this actually comes from Wallstreet cheat sheet. I got to get props because I don't want nobody to be like, you stole my content. Be quick, I'm going to give Wallstreet cheat sheet. All right, so it goes through the psychology of the market, right? And so we go through this rally where we fail to like others. So this is the disbelief. And then once we see the market going up, we get into this belief, this hope, right? And then once it goes up a little more, we get in optimism, right? And then we go through, okay, it's time to get fully invested. So from this belief to here, we get to fully invested. Then we get the thrill of the market. What happens is we see our money start working for us. We see our money start, I done made 100, I done made 200. And then we get into euphoria. This is the dangerous part right here. This euphoria part is dangerous. This I'm a genius. See, this is the part right here that kill everybody. This is the part that made people start making courses. This is the part where people start getting YouTube channels. This is the part where people start getting subscription-based businesses, right? Because the market went from here to here. And they never count for this. Complacency. I just need to cool off. Anxiety. Why am I getting margin calls? The dip is taking long. I keep telling y'all what happens when the dip keeps dipping, right? Then we get in denial. My investments are great or with great companies. They will come back. You made a bad investment. Panic. Sell everything. Sell everything.
Doe. Let me out.
Right here. Who shorted the market? Why did the government do that? Who allowed this to happen? So we done went from here, I'm a genius, to this. Anger. Watch this. Depression. My retirement is gone. I lost it. How can I pay for this? I need some money. I'm broke. This is the psychology of the market. And then you get a little rally. This is a sucker's rally. You don't believe it. And then you get out. It's all psychology. But I want to show you something. Dave, give me the portfolio. One time right quick before we go back to this. While most people are saying this is a sucker's rally, I'm saying even in the drought, we making money. This is what being a certified trap is all about. 1, 2, 3, 4 positions that's in the green. 1, 2, 3 positions that's in the red. 5 positions, I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions in the green. 3 positions in the red. We're still up 17%. We not tripping. 16%, we not tripping. Because we didn't let the market tell us what to do. We let the data, and we invested in great companies. We understood that it wasn't time for us to be in technology companies. We understood the economic environment that we was living in, that we was investing in. And we said that this wasn't an environment for tech. This wasn't the environment for tech. When everybody else panicking, we got 71K out the market and count. We got 1 week left in 2023. And while the market may close down 20% or more, we up. And that's our goal. Our goal each and every week is to give you game, to give you logic, but to show you. You know, we was up 26%. But we ain't tripping. I go back to that screen, Dave. Now I want to talk to y'all about something before we go. Before we go to this next slide. Peak to trough. Peak is point of maximum financial risk. The reason why this is the most dangerous part of the market is at peak. The peak is the most dangerous part of the market. This is this point right here, the euphoric feeling. The peak is the most dangerous part of the market. Why? It's because right here, everyone expects the market to go higher. Nobody sees that P ratios are out of whack. Nobody sees that companies have overextended themselves. This is the part of the market that is the most dangerous. Trough. So peak to trough. Peak to trough. It's not saying it won't go higher. Trough is not saying it won't go lower. But in a time frame, from peak to trough is what you'll hear a lot of. This is the part where we make the most money at right here. This is where we make more money at in the drought. Because after this trough, we go back to expansion. And so right here is where I'm paying the most attention. Right here, I'm on my hands. Right here, I'm on my hands. Right here, I'm ready to unload the clip. I'm scaling into companies. I'm not super aggressive. I'm scaling into businesses because I know what's after this. Now, I don't know how long this may last. So I'm scaling into my company slowly but surely. So when we get here, I'm sitting on my hands. All right, let's go, man. So this segment right here, man, is called Learning the Lingo. right? That is brought to you by none other than Trapp Apparel Inc. So Trapp Apparel Inc. is a brand. It is dedicated to being a uniform for everyone who wants to be great at investing and building wealth, whether you're in stocks, whether you're in real estate. Wall Street Looks Like Us now simply says, and it simply means that wealth is attainable for everybody. If you truly believe that, whether you're stocks, whether you're investing in crypto, whether you're in real estate, whether you're Airbnb, whatever you're doing, this is the uniform for everyone. The merch will be dropping next month for sure, right? Trapp Apparel Inc., man. Y'all see this olive green? It's olive greening. The olive green is definitely olive greening. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so this segment's called Learn the Lingo. So this week's Learn the Lingo is peak to trough. All right, so what is that? It's patterns that develop by the price action experienced by all securities. Trapp, what the hell does that mean? Right? I always got to say that, right? So peak represents a high point of the market during a cycle. Remember, there's 4 business cycles. The peak represents the highest point. Even though it could go higher during a certain time span, this is a high. This represents something, right? And the trough represents the low point. Now, it could go lower, but from peak to trough means from one cycle to another, from high to low, this is what happened during a certain time span. Now, a contraction during that series of time from low to high, from high to low, is called peak to trough. Does that make sense? Peak to trough, to high to low. Not mean the highest point, but a high to a low represents peak to trough. This is a considerable business cycle. All right, let's go, man. Sheesh, that's pressure. All right, so y'all already know, man, this segment here is becoming huge. Trapper's Lottery Pick, man. Trapper's Lottery Pick is brought to you by none other than Trappers Anonymous. Listen, Trappers Anonymous is a group that is dedicated to bring like-minded people together. No matter what level you want to invest in, if you want to grow your business, if you want to grow your wealth, if you want to learn how to truly make investments with confidence, you need to be a part of Trappers Anonymous. Right? It's $47 a month. You cancel anytime, or you get 8 weeks free when you get it for the year, man. So we got a book club every live Thursday nights. We got Live from the Kitchen where we break down stocks. 4 people break down stocks. So you get to watch that beautiful presentation every Sunday. Then Monday through Friday, I personally make a great post inside the group. Today, I told them about a stock today on Ticker Symbol Tuesday, a stock that is responsible for Medicaid, Medicare, and child support. Right, so definitely, man, come join Trappers Anonymous. It's a family. This year, we definitely doing something amazing. So we're gonna set up traps in every, we setting up shop in every city we in. We're gonna set up trap chapters in every city we in. And I'm gonna do my best once a month to try to come to one city and just rock out with the trappers. I'm not gonna lie, in my mind, I want us to be the next version of the Black Panthers. Right? In my mind, I want us to be the version like the Black Panthers. Like, I want to go to communities. I want to do toy drives. I did the toy drive in New Orleans this year, my 3rd year. So doing toy drive, doing community give backs. When there's injustices in a community, I want us to be that front line. What our Wall Street looks like us now. So we are creating something amazing. And so we definitely, no one will save our community but us. So it's not a Facebook group. We have our own app. We have our own platform. So definitely come join Trappers Anonymous, man. Again, it's $47 a month. You cancel whenever you want. There's so many perks to it that we add. So definitely come holler at us. All right, man. So this week, we have what's called Trapper's Lottery Pick. This has been an amazing segment that we've added to the group, to the show. Shout out to my guy, Augury Investments. I always got to give him a shout out. We've partnered. This is someone who I actually appreciate in the fundamental analysis business, but he also teaches so many great different aspects and components. And I asked him to come on board. He was like, bro, I love what you do. Let's do it, all right? And so let's dig into it, man. Trapper's Lottery Pick is about me breaking down the business, and me just going in depth with y'all, right? So me and him get on this. So this week is Crown Crafts, right? They provide infant, toddler, and juvenile products, including infant and toddler beddings, blankets, and swaddle blankets, nursery and toddler accessories, room decor, reusable and disposable bibs, burp cloths, hooded bath pads, washcloths, reusable and disposable placemats, and floor mats, disposable toilet seats, covers, and changing mats, developmental toys, feeding and care goods, and other infant, toddler, and juvenile soft goods. The company sells its products primarily to the mass merchants, large chain stores, mid-tier retailers, juvenile specialty stores, value chain stores, grocery and drug stores, restaurants, internet accounts, wholesale clubs, and internet-based businesses. Crown Crafts was incorporated in 1957, headquartered in Gonzales, Louisiana. All right, let's dig a little deeper, right? So, the very good but old and stubborn CEO, Randall Chestnut, has retired. He refused to sell the company and only focused on profits and dividends. Chestnut seemed like a stubborn SOB. Augury, what are you doing, brother? I like it. Because he's real, he's raw, he's uncut. SOB, he asked to buy back shares instead of a dividend in 2010. He replied, "We tried that, felt like pissing off your rowboat in the ocean. Trying to raise the tide, we like to dividend because it introduces a whole new set of owners who have to buy the stock. The price is $5.30. It's valued at $8.70. We have an upside of 30%. The time horizon is 6 years. Go back there before we go. Go back. All right. Gross sales by customer for the fiscal year of April 22. So this is this year. Walmart makes up 52% of who they sell to. Amazon makes up 21% of their people. Target makes up 7%. Direct-to-consumer makes up 1%. Buy Baby makes up 5%. International makes up 4%. And all others make up 10%. So here's what they do. Let's move on a little further. All right, so we're looking at earnings per share. Owner earnings is how much we make per share of the stock that we own. Book value, the assets on the balance sheet. Discount rate at 10%. Growth rate minus 5% conservative. Terminal years, 10 years. Terminal growth rate, 4%. And so if we're looking at this business, we see the book value, the growth value, terminal value, the value of the stock. We see at $11, stock price $5, and a 6-year time span. We feel like we can get all our money out of this company. Let's go, family. All right, so I actually feel like this is a great stock for us to own. I feel like, remember, let me say this before I say this, though. I'm not telling nobody to buy the stock. I'm not telling nobody to buy the stock. I'm not telling nobody to buy the goddamn stock. I give you the game, you do the research, you use what I just gave you, and then you make a great investment decision. All right, man. Certified Trap of the Week is none other than, y'all know why I love doing this, man. These last 3 segments are my favorite segments of the show, I'm not gonna lie. This one is by far one of my favorites because for me, nothing against nobody else, but I love black people, man. And I feel like black people don't get enough spotlight for the greatness that we've accomplished in this country. I feel like we as black people in America, we don't honor the people that came before us enough. Right? I feel like we don't give them enough praise. All the freedoms and the luxuries that we have, somebody sacrificed for them. So this week's Certified Trap of the Week is none other than Bridget Mason, a.k.a. Biddy. Biddy. Born a slave, Mason became one of the first prominent citizens in Los Angeles. In 1850 and 1860, she also founded the first AME church. If you don't know what that is, the African Methodist Episcopal churches, yo. That is where we got the Holy Ghost from. That is where we get the Holy Ghost from. The Holy Ghost was invented in the AME church. You feel me? Tamarine was invented in the AME church. I promise you. All right. In 1982, born in 1818, she was owned by slaveholders in Georgia, South Carolina, and then she was returned to Mississippi. In 1848, she walked 1,700 miles. I can't get some of y'all lazy ass to walk 2 blocks. You don't want to do 5 minutes on a treadmill. I'm tired. My legs hurt. Biddy walked 1,700 miles behind a caravan in Holiday Cottonwood area in Salt Lake Valley. She worked as a midwife and a nurse, saving her money and using it to purchase land that is now downtown Los Angeles. She founded an AME church, and then she used her wealth to buy more churches and more property. She was estimated to be worth around $3 million. She became a philanthropist in the LA community, and she founded an elementary school for black children. And in 1988, Los Angeles made her gravesite a monument. Shout out to Bridget, man. Bridget Biddy. We appreciate you, Queen. We love you, Queen. And it's the type of stuff I talk about that don't get highlighted. You know, I started off the Wall Street Trapp or the Certified Trapp. I started talking about Warren Buffett and all. And I said, you know what? It's not for them. Wall Street looks like us now is designed to highlight people who we don't get talked about. Right? There's a lot of black people that were millionaires and billionaires that did a lot for us that we don't know about. And we need to know about them. There need to be stories about them. There need to be movies about them. I feel like we don't have to exploit black women to talk about our culture. Every slave movie doesn't have to be 12 Years a Slave. Every slave movie don't got to be Roots. Every time a black man is in the movie, he don't got to wear a dress or a wig. And I'm sorry if you don't like it, but they don't have to have all these movies about black men that's gay all the time. I'm sorry. I don't care if you don't like me. Jose about to be mad. I don't care. I'm just saying that we have images about us that we can represent. Reginald Lewis, Biddy. We talk about these people all the time on the Wall Street Trappin thing. I'm just saying we need movies that represent us. And I keep saying it all the time. Representation is key. Right? So we keep seeing all these goddamn slave movies, so people start thinking that our damn culture started with slavery. And then every time they talk about Africa or something, we run around here with bones in our nose and always looking all crazy. Not realizing when you look at the Woman King, we had real civilizations that was popping. Timbuktu, Ethiopia, right? Kemet, right? You feel me? Yep, we did. We had that. So I think culturally we have to start putting ourselves in a different light. And I'm not going to lie to you. That's one of the things with this company is what we are doing with this media company. We're going to start off with highlighting, but I'm telling y'all, we're about to start producing movies on some of these people that we see, that I talk about each and every week. Because there needs to be representation. We need to understand that in 1850, in 1860, a black woman bought her freedom back, created an AME church, bought land, bought property, bought her freedom back from being a slave, from being a midwife, from being a nurse. We need to know this. How many people in the chat is your first time even hearing about this woman? You feel me? Nobody don't want to tell these stories. There's so much value in understanding who you are and what you come from as a people. But if you only know parts of your culture, then you can only relate to and you can only draw back on certain things. If you can only trace your culture back to slavery, that's where you'll start. If you can only trace your culture back to the civil rights movement, that's where you'll start. And if you only highlight certain people in those movements, that's all you'll know. And so I make it a point each and every week to dig, and I'm going to be real with y'all, Like, I be digging. It be taking me 2-3 days because they be having them buried. They be buried. Like once I look, it may take me 2 days to find this, but once I find one person, it lead me to like 3 more. I be like the people in Egypt, they find a carcass, and, oh, I found it. And then you find 6 of them in a row. But I had to dig. We gotta dig. We gotta dig. One of the greatest things that the colonizers did was separate black people from their culture and their language. Because if I take you away from your culture, you don't know who you are. If I separate you from your language, you don't even know how to speak to each other. Those two things are vital. They're vital. Because what happens is if I take away your culture and I take away your language, you're going to now, because we all want to belong to something, you're going to adopt the language and the culture that I place before you. All right, man, let's go, man. So this segment here is called the Wealth Trader. This is my second favorite segment. The first one is the Certified Trapper. So I do all the other segments for y'all. This one, these two, they be for me. Because in my mind, I think I should have been born in the 70s. I should have grew up listening to Al Green as a party song. Right? Like, I'm so tired of dinner. I should have had bell bottoms on with a butterfly. I should have had the one thing open with the chain right in the middle. I should have grew up in that era. Because in my mind, I should have grew up being a revolutionary. But I realized, I think the 70s was the coolest ever era, right? But what I love about this segment, the Wealth Track, is because, man, hip-hop and rap is such an amazing part of our culture. But yet, like everything else, all we get to hear is the negative. But what we don't realize, so many artists who are great at what they do. Now I tell you, you gotta write something for this too. You gotta write something for this. I need that. Yeah. There's so many artists that love giving us and telling us their stories. And they have to wrap the medicine in candy sometime. And so we got to decipher where they're putting the bars that are strategically designed to tell us about wealth and information. And for 23 weeks straight, we've given you an artist where I went and found some lyrics inside of a song where an artist gave us some bars about wealth. So many artists do that. And so this week, we're going to highlight, man, a real good brother, man, Mickey Fax. We're going to highlight Mickey Fax, man. Mickey come with the bars. And he said something. He sent me this. I ain't even going to lie. The dope part about this was Mickey did this on like a radio show. So here's what he says. Wallstreet Trapp it. Because when my man came home, he learned the market and went got a bag quick. While you putting in calls to get a cash flip, I be doing puts and calls to get a fast lick. And that's the only option. Here is the last tip. Only invest what you can afford, and that's it. Now, I'm not going to lie. Like, I could pick a mini song because Mickey be hitting it. Like, he financial literacy bound. He be going crazy. But let's break it down, right? Wallstreet Trapp shit, that starts with me. He like, bro, but I think it's two-sided. I think he identifies me, but also I think he's symbolizing your like Wall Street is some real trap shit. Like, I think when he says it, he uses it in a way of I'm talking about my guy, but I'm also breaking down this vehicle that we are exposed to. It's just like the trap, just like I envisioned it. But then he doubled back and said, because when my man came home, he learned the market and went and got a bag quick. Yo, when I came home, I'm not going to lie, I was trapping. I was like, oh, there's a bag here. I don't got to risk my life. I don't got to risk my freedom. And then even if I lose, I ain't got to go to jail. So I thought that was a great bar. But then he said, why you putting in calls to get a cash flip? Because what happens? When we end up...
I'm in a bind, Nate.
We make a call. Right? I need some quick cash. But he said, while you putting in calls to get a cash flip, I'm doing puts and calls to get a fast lick. That's talking about options, puts and calls. He went, and then he, that was good. And he anchored it to, and that's the only option.
Yeah, tell me that wasn't no bar, bro. That wasn't no bar. Nigga, listen.
Hey, that was crazy. And then he says, here's the last tip. Like, I gave y'all a game right there. If you missed it, here's the last one. Only invest what you can afford, and that's it. That's game. A lot of times people get into this market and they get into this game and they invest what they really can't afford to lose. And I'm going to be honest with you in this game. There's no such thing as getting to the plate and hitting all home runs. Some people strike out. You're going to hit a base hit. But you got to be willing to play the game in order to even strike out or hit a hit. Shout out to my boy, Mickey Fax. Shout out to the King, man. We salute you, King. We appreciate you for these heavy bars, King. And you know I'm going to dissect more music, and we going to get more in that, man. Let's go, man. All right, man. So this segment is called Wise Words from the OG, man. You know, this segment is about me just having a one-on-one conversation with you after we've went hard for 2 hours. Wealth inequality is a real thing. You can blame it on schools. We can blame it on our parents. We can blame it on the system. But I always say, why place the blame and we can't change who to blame? But what we can change is the outcome. Just because you were born in a poor family, just because you were born in a trap, just because you were born in the trenches, doesn't mean you have to stay there. In 2022, going into 2023, we have information overload. There's so many outages, outlets, there's so many people, there's so many mentors that we have access to that we can borrow some of their influence. I understand truly where the mindset comes from. It's easier to blame than to take action. It's easier to cry than to stand firm. But I want you to know something. You have the potential to change your financial destiny. And once we realize that a small investment goes a long way, that is the first step in helping us heal from that financial trauma. This week when I was with my family for Christmas, I feel like we orchestrated some beautiful new traditions. And I knew it went well when my uncle said, I want to do it again next year. Because you realize that exposure is everything. And so I asked you, what will you expose your family to? What will your legacy to the family be about? What role will you play? Are you the asset or are you a liability? Are you the person that frees your family from poverty? Or are you the person that anchors you to generational poverty? Are you the person that heals you all from financial trauma? Or are you the person that anchors you to it? The two are very well distinguished. Freedom is an acquired taste, and it's probably the most expensive thing that you'll ever buy. But the one thing we did realize was being poor is expensive too. There's no point in watching so many people that look like you, come from where you come from, become millionaires, and become wealthy, and then you sit there every day and not take action. There's 4 things that I like to contribute my success to. One is the focus. The focus is about you having a vision. The focus is about you understanding where you want to go, but truly not having all the directions. The next thing I want to focus on is discipline. Without discipline, you will not go anywhere. In order to achieve success, in order to achieve wealth, in order to achieve anything special, focus and discipline are required. Discipline restricts you from doing things that you know will take you off the journey. The third thing is action. A lot of times on our journey, we have these amazing ideas, but we never take action. Or at some point in us taking action, the feeling goes away that got us started. You know, I'm gonna lose weight at the beginning of the year. And then 7 days after working out, life starts lifing, and then your action became minimalized. So we need focus, we need discipline, and we need action. And the fourth thing is consistency mixed with perseverance. Because I promise you this, if you show up every day, the consistency will be met with adversity. But it is in that adversity that you must persevere. It is when things aren't right that you must keep going. It is when you're tired and don't feel like it, is when you must do it the most. So, focus, discipline, action, consistency mixed with perseverance is my ingredients for you for success. And as you exude those things, the vision gets clearer. How do you release yourself and your family from the strongholds that have held you down for generations? Because what I want you to realize is, it's not just you that's counting on you to succeed. What if I told you that your entire family is dependent on you? That's right. What if I told you that your entire family was in bondage and you had the keys to set them free? Because as I look at my family, I realize that I truly have the keys to change the entire dynamics. And now that I've exposed them, I am now obligated to be the change. The thing about that is, if I don't train the next person, then I'll get tired. I'll get exhausted. I'll get overwhelmed. I'll get wore down. And then the family fails with my demise. So the goal is not for just me to win, but it is to expose them and then educate them. Exposure opens them up to the possibilities. The education equips them with the tools. I want you to ask yourself in 2023, are you ready to equip your family with the tools? It's your boy, the Wallstreet Trappin, man. Welcome. I thank you for another episode. Episode 23 is amazing. We 23 episodes in, man. Do me a favor, man. Tell somebody about what we're doing. We want to be the biggest and the #1 show in 2023. We downloaded a Christmas episode. We dropped it on Christmas, man. It is now available on all streaming platforms. Do us a big favor. It helps the channel out a lot. Go download the episode. Leave a review on all streaming platforms, Apple, Spotify, Google Play, and everything else you can think of. I love y'all. Happy New Year. I will see you all next year. Salute. Tootie, turn that shit up, baby.